Hey everybody, I have a bit of a question here. I have two different types of tubs that I'm going to be using for my crested geckos. This is one of them. It is a 50 quart Sterilite tote. It stands about 2 feet high by 1 foot wide by about 18 inches long. Or I have these 55s that are 1 foot by 20 inches by 1 foot. So they're not as tall as the 55 or the 50 is, but yet they have more space. My main question is which one would be better for some crested geckos. I'm thinking more along the lines of this 50 quart right here, just because it's taller than the others and it's frosted, so not so much light can get through, and distractions and things like that. Other than that, I'm going to go take a quick tour of some of my other crested geckos real quick and show you their tubs. Okay, and here we are in the reptile room with all the different cages that I have for crested geckos. Now this one is one that I purchased at a show. It is almost 2 feet high by 1 foot by 1 foot. So it's 1 by 1 by 2. And I have my red bicolor in here. This is a 27 quart container up here, which is roughly, I think it's a 1 cube. Yeah, it's 1 by 1 by 11, so not very big. And I have my tiger in here. This is just a 16 quart container that I have my little juvie in. I had originally in a 6 quart, but moved out because I figured it was big enough. And down here is where I have that new blonde male in a tub that is, it's roughly about 20 by 14 by 15. So, and this is a 73 quart container, which basically I'm thinking is a little bit big. Now to show kind of how I arrange them, I think I put a little bit too much stuff in them mostly. This is Red's cage. He had this whole ivy here and here as well. And it just seemed a bit cluttered to me, really. There's a lot of space, but really nowhere that it could go. So right now it just has one long vine that's just bent in half, and it attaches to this corner and that corner, and there's a stick in the middle there that leads him up to the top, and I have his food bowl up there at the top. It's really all there is in this one. So his is pretty minimalistic as well. I think the vines are plenty good for him, and gives him enough, moving around room and plenty of room to hide. It's very hard to find him, so he is able to hide quite well. In here, I have that new blonde that I just got last week, or actually 2 weeks ago now that I think about it. And I had this long ivy in there as well, and I took it out just for some simplification of everything here. Right now it just has one long ivy that is bent around here and bent around there, so it loops down onto the ground. This piece of bamboo goes all the way, and then that goes across. My concern is here lately, I don't know if you can see it on here, some discoloration on this bamboo. It has been getting black here lately, and I don't have the paper towel with it on it anymore. I had treated this whenever I got it. It says it was water treated already, but I had treated it in alcohol to make sure there's nothing left on it, and I sealed up all the cuts that I made with hot glue, and everything is fine. But with the other ivy over it, I started getting these black marks, and it looked almost like dried up food or wet poo, but it wasn't. In fact, whenever you wiped it off, it was powder, so I know it was some sort of mold. But after I treated it again with some alcohol, it seems to have killed it, thank goodness. But it left it discolored, so I'm going to keep an eye on it. If I see it coming back, I would love some suggestions on this. I got it out at Walmart. They're about 5 feet long, maybe 5.5, and I got 3 of them, and I just cut down some pieces. But if you guys have any tips on what to use, or if this is a common occurrence, let me know. This cage I feel is a little bit too big for him. He's actually right here, chilling out. There he is, my little blonde male. This would probably be a good breeder tub for 2. I also have some Reptariums, I believe they're 22 gallon. The screen cages that I may bring out of retirement, so to speak. And of course I have his feeder ledge up here. I have a question about feeder ledges. I know people love them. I know people hate them. Normally I had been using just these little normal, as you can see this one needs to be clean, just these little dishes that I get from Walmart. They're candle holders. They're tea candle holders. They are about 50 cents a piece. And I was putting them at the bottom, but I have a problem with whenever I feed them on ledges, I don't ever see them eating. But yet when on the ground, sometimes they do eat. Sometimes they don't eat it until it's that bad. As you can see, that one's eaten on. But whenever it's fresh, they won't eat it. But I guess some of my main questions are, what are some of your guys' views on feeder ledges versus on the ground? And if you like the feeder ledges, where's a good place to put them? Like I have this one right next to this vertical one here, and these vines going over here, figuring it would be high traffic, although I've never seen him on there except for whenever I put him back in the cage and he jumps off. Should I have it more towards the ground? I have reds, if you can see it right there, pretty much at the top of the cage, just because he was there the other night and I decided to put it up there. And as far as with my tiger up here, I have it up to the top because he spends a lot of his time up here in this corner. But I have him in the little 2-ounce cups there, just to make it a little bit easier. I'm probably going to switch back to the other ones. But yeah, I mean, that's mainly my question. What are your views on there? And I think that is this cage too much? Not enough. As you can see, he's got big leaves over here, and he chills out in these leaves just fine. Big leaves, they cover over him, and he is just fine being there how he is. In fact, see if I can get him up here for a little bit. Come on, buddy. Come on. Come on. You come up and say hi to everybody? No? Okay. I'll try handling video here in just a minute. But mainly that's my questions. What kind of tubs should I use? I'm going to get 3 new females, anywhere from 17 to 22 grams. We'll also need breeder cages. I know this is going to be too small for a breeder cage, so I'm not going to use it. But I am thinking about using this one for breeder. I haven't sprayed this all day, and it's just now down to 50% humidity. So I'm trying to keep humidity down. I think I need to make some bigger holes in this. This one I didn't spray last night at all, and it's still 43% humidity, so it's doing good. But mainly some questions, a bit of a rant. I know, I apologize, I do this a lot. And then after all this is said and done, I have to figure out where I'm going to put them. I have pretty much all of my, I have my 2 corns there, 1 corn in there, pretty much nothing up there. I have my roaches up there, but my heater vent's right here in the corner. So I decided to put my roaches there so that way they can get some better heat. All my mealworms and everything. I guess a question now that I would have is where to put all these crested geckos once I get them. I would love to put them over here. However, I'm kind of running out of space and places to put them. I am thinking about putting them up here and back over here. So I guess that's pretty much my questions. I know it's a bit of a rant, I'm sorry, but just thought I would get some videos out here.